to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We have brought over 100, let's see, the latest figures just came out. 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ. Let me give you another example. Last May, I was scheduled for Lagos, Nigeria. That's a long ways. I had a week off, and I was scheduled for Peru. And I prayed about it, and I thought, I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem. Without the airplane that we have, that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I ain't paid anywhere. Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made it. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Well, my question then, okay, all right, but I want to get to the demons.
Hello and welcome back to Understanding Crypto. My name is Herve, and every other day here we try to simplify cryptocurrency in the easiest way possible on the internet. We cover things like predictive analysis, research, and tutorials to help guide you through this treacherous marketplace. So if that's the type of content you find interesting, be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel with your notifications on so that you don't get to miss out on any other value-packed video like this one. The V-shaped recovery is what has been buzzing on media lately. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin recovering right here with a V-shaped formation and heading on to the upside. But we are here to say, first of all, that, well, if it does recover with that V-shape, it will be good for us all, yes? I mean, what we really want is for BTC to recover so that it pulls us out of the abyss. But the problem with this V-shaped recovery, though, is, it's a bit unlikely. Now, a lot of people talk about this V-shaped recovery, and what they are basically looking at is something that looks like this right here. This is the pandemic drop where we dumped and just had a V-shaped recovery back to the upside with no retest back to the downside. Normally, a lot of people would have expected some type of W formation like so, but that did not happen now, did it? Some people are assuming or believing that that could be the same scenario here where BTC just plummets like so and goes straight back to the upside. Now, I am mostly bullish, yeah? I do hope that prices go to the upside. I mean, that's why we invest, yeah? We invest because we want prices to go to the upside. But when I look at this formation right here, it actually tells me that it could still be coming back down to this level right here. We have the E wave missing. So not that I'm not holding any crypto or I actually want it to go down there, just that when I use the same analysis, it points down to here. So it's really important to make a clear distinction between my wants and, what the analysis would suggest. We can see the same type of formation right here, same type of formation right here, and it could potentially be the same thing that happens right here. Now, sometimes you will have price bottoming at the C wave. So this is the C wave, this is the C wave, and this is the C wave. This is a fact. It is the C wave. So C waves, they are mostly violent. Yeah, they just drop. It's mostly just a violent drop. But then sometimes you'd have it bottom at that C wave and go straight up. Now, would we now say this is one of those times where it bottoms and goes straight up? No, I can't just, assume that it's just going to bottom here and go straight up. I'd still be on the idea that it can drop again, and we will be watching to see what happens when it does come back to retrace this week right here. Most weeks usually will have a retracement. Yeah, most of them, like 90% of weeks, get some type of retracement towards that week. And sometimes you'll have price go above or below that week. And sometimes you'll find that price actually uses those weeks as support. So you could have a situation where price comes back down as low as so and goes back to the upside. However, the entire formation right here gives me this level down here. So this is actually the lowest point that I can see for BTC. So after this particular zone, anywhere around 45k, and we're talking 45 to 43 and potentially 41, I cannot see anything lower. Yeah, Anything lower than that is, I don't know. If it goes lower, then I would have had no analysis to suggest it. Now, for this V-shaped recovery to be valid, for this V-shaped recovery to be valid, like what will invalidate the idea of price going, contrary to this downside level right here? Price would have to go above this 72K level to invalidate this move to the downside. So even a move up like so could still bring this thing back down like so. I didn't want to take the risk of longing here just to find that price goes back down like so. I didn't want to take that risk. I am heavy already in spot position, so it's really no need longing here, knowing fully well that you could have a deeper retracement like so. Now, it's not like I am waiting for this level to buy anything, because if I didn't have any crypto, then I would be buying crypto in this dip right now. But for trading purposes, I will have to wait to see some sort of retracement, and then that is probably when I will make a move. Now, we still have the moves to the upside valid, the upside moves are still valid. I actually have that on the BTC USD chart right here. So these are the potential upside moves right here. Even if we don't reach as low as 45, if we don't go as low as 45, we could still have these moves to the upside, because these come from the entire range of the bear market. So even if this does not happen, even if there is no retracement to the downside, we still have a good chance of going back as high as the all-time highs and even continuing to this 100K level. Now, the 100K level, this is the TP2, yes? It's not like it's guaranteed. There are some levels at somewhere around 77 and another level somewhere around 83. So this is not something that you would have to buy now and go for holiday and not watch any other video update. You will have to be watching, because there's a good chance we top out before this 100K level, so it's not guaranteed in any way, shape or form. But these are just like the ultimate levels, like the macro view, like where we ultimately go. The hash ribbon indicator is still in the buy zone, so any correction that we have is still just up for accumulation. One thing that I did notice is BTC dominance. It is inching closer and closer to our top out zone, so anywhere around here is where the alt season will actually begin. So you see that we always retrace back those weeks. It's mostly like so. We mostly retrace those weeks. I'd be surprised actually if BTC just had some V-shaped recovery, even though I do wish that it just recover straight to the upside. We could go as high as 60 to 61 actually, and still have another dip. It's not guaranteed, by the way, that we go to 45 or anything like that. There's no guarantee here. There was somebody who commented in my video saying that we will not go to 45, and I find that pretty ballsy, to be honest. But there is never a guarantee. We are just showing the lowest levels that we can go. I'm not saying it must go there. It's just the lowest level that we can see, and when we zoom in, by my analysis, there's a good chance that it happens. There's a good chance that it happens, but it's not guaranteed in any way. I actually want that it goes to the upside, but I can't come here, and be dishonest with you to tell you that, oh, okay, we are just going straight up. I see people doing that a lot, especially on Twitter. Some people are just always bullish. There are some people that would see something as common as a bear flag and say that it's accumulating to the upside, and there are some people who are just always bullish and they never look the other way. So always look the other way. I showed you this 45K zone somewhere around when price was still somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. It was on the weekly time frame actually. When price was still somewhere around here, like so. Yes, around here. I was telling you about this 45K zone. But again, I told you it's just a probability that we head there. This is just the lowest I can see. So inside of this range right here, 45 to 43 to 41. That's the lowest I can see for BTC. And ideally, we go there. Ideally. Not saying we must, but ideally that should be the zone that we do go to, and that is where I'd be happy to go, take a long position, like a swing long position, and I'd be swinging that thing right up to this 72k zone and potentially 77 and 83 if I have more analysis to suggest that it can actually reach this 2.618 right here at 105, and ideally it goes here. Actually, ideally it really should go to 105,000. Ideally, not that it must. You know, we look at these macro levels, and as price goes to that direction, we now go to the lower time frames to examine if it's possible. You know, we continuously do that, and that's why we always have, you know, we have daily updates every working day of the week. That's the reason. So if I like give you a chart like so, and you just, you know, go on and don't watch any other video update and keep expecting that it's going to go here while we update all along, you know, that this has now changed, this might be like so now, you know, if you do that, then you will eventually not sell and we would have sold. You know, so just be mindful of that fact. So that's basically it, folks. Things have not changed, to be honest. We are still heading for a bull. Like, if you even come here, let's just completely zoom out of this thing. Let's completely zoom out. We are still in this type of accumulation right here, and the hash ribbon indicator is a good indicator for that metric. In my next video, we will be covering that SAM rule indicator that is signaling an incoming recession. We will be looking at that indicator and talking about how possible it actually is, because you know, this chart is still bullish for me. I've seen targets of 24k, 30k, some are saying 15. You know, I've seen some crazy targets on the internet, and I try to understand how they get that. I don't, you know, like bash on anyone's target. You can have whatever target, but I want to understand your thought process. How do you come about it? And I'd like to backtest that strategy and see how possible it actually is. You know, there are only two ways to the markets, folks. It can go up or down. So even if you don't know anything, you can't just say it will go up, and it actually does go up. You know, so yeah, it's not really about, you know, depicting whether it goes up or down. It's about how you know that it could go up or down, because that's what will actually, you know, make you right the next time or after the next time. So that's basically it. Alrighty, folks. So if you zoom out, you'll see that we are basically here. We come above all-time high. This one right here was slightly below the all-time high, and then we had this consolidation right here. Same thing even here, and these are big drops. This is on the weekly time frame, so whatever small drop you see here is actually a huge one. Even here, we had the same type of formation. This is where everybody's talking about V-shape recovery, yeah? So V-shape and you go up like so. We had another consolidation right here, and we are currently seeing the same type of thing right here. So on the macro, we are still bullish. Yeah, if you want to call this a bear market, then I don't know what to tell you, honestly. Because even here, when you look at the drops, it's pretty deep. Yeah, these drops are huge drops. Like this right here, that's about 55%. Here is what? This one is 38%. And we still ripped up. So even if you bought the top right here, it would have gone up by about 2,435% after a 38% drop. When you zoom out and you see this from the macro, you start to see that these drops mean nothing. Yeah, they mean nothing, because even this small one right here, what you'd consider to be nothing, this one right here, this was a 31% drop. That's a 31% drop. And even this one, which you'd think is nothing, yeah, that was about 63%. Now we have currently dumped by 31%. So when you zoom out, you see that these drops don't mean anything. Generally, we are still pre-bull, like pre-explosive bull, and that is confirmed by BTC dominance. After this zone right here, I cannot suggest anything higher for Bitcoin dominance. And even if I apply my other Fibonacci levels, it still gives me this particular zone right here. This is the top for Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion. Anywhere around 58. Now, 58 is the 0.618. We have 62. We also have somewhere around 61. And then 63. So about 63%. The highest, the absolute maximum for Bitcoin dominance is 65%. Apart from that, I don't see anything higher. And when I don't see anything higher, there's only one other way that it can go: to the downside. And going to the downside means, quite literally means, that Bitcoin will be traded for altcoins. So the money in Bitcoin basically will go into altcoins. That will pump altcoins. So as we see a bullish structure on Bitcoin itself, after all of this, we do have that move to the upside. If BTC is still clearly bullish and Bitcoin dominance looks like it's approaching its top, then Altseason is going to come. If we factor in based on historical data, then that should start by the ending part of this year into next year. Now, if you look at October, you will see that it is mostly bullish. Yeah, October is mostly bullish. So there are still good times ahead. November as well. These are very bullish months. So all we have is August, which we are now down by 11%, to September. September is a very scary month. I just call it Dear September. Yeah, it's a very scary month. But after that, we will now go for a rally. Good months are ahead of us, folks. Until the next one, stay safe.